morning. This meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners.
Turn on your mic.
Good morning. This meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners is called to order. This morning we have with us for our invocation Taryn Luce. Is it Luce?
Yes.
Luce from Grandview Christian Church. Please rise and join us in the invocation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and I just want to ask that your Spirit today be with everyone here and guide the conversation toward the benefits of Canyon City and all the people who live in it, Lord. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Taryn.
Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham.
Here.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
County Attorney Bellis.
Present.
Assistant County Administrator Sutton.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Victoria.
Present.
All in our places. Approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, we have one minor change I would like to add to today's agenda. Under Administrative and Informational, Topic 1, Staff and Elected Officials, we are going to add item B, County Clerk's Monthly Report for the month of May 2025. With that change, Mr. Chair, I move to approve today's agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Consent agenda. Today looks like just the normal course of business with approval of the minutes from the last meeting and the bills and no public hearings to be scheduled.
With that, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda.
And I'll second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motoring right along. In our next item on our agenda, the administrative and informational portion, we turn to our staff and elected officials for reports, and we begin with our Assistant County Administrator, Sean Sutton, for the administrator's report.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, all. Thanks, Commissioner Grantham.
Morning.
Yep, to get started, be taking over for Tony today while he enjoys a little vacation. To get started, job opportunities that Fremont County currently has, we have 3 at the Department of Human Services. The first is a social caseworker, Family Assessment Response 4A1, which is open until June 18th, 2025. The second is a social caseworker, Intake High Risk Assessment 4A1, which is also open until June 18th, 2025. We have a social caseworker 2, 3, and 4 position, 4B3, which closes today, June 10th, 2025. Next is at Pathfinder. This is an event center director, which is open until June 11th, 2025. And the final open position is at the Department of Transportation. This is an operator 123, which is open until June 17th, 2025. For more information about employment opportunities with Fremont County, please visit our county website at fremontcountyco.gov or call the HR department at 719-276-7409. Next is a reminder that began June 3rd, 2025. Public Health will have temporary vital records hours at the Garden Park, which are as followed. Monday through Thursday will be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., and then Friday the department will remain closed. Just some additional contact information we wanted to provide. So Pueblo Department of Public Health and Environment Vital Records Department is 719-583-4555, and then Chaffee County Vital Records Department is 719-539-4510. For service options regarding who and how to access vital records during the limited hours that Vital Records is currently open, please visit Fremont County Public Health or Fremont County government websites. And thank you for your patience while or during these limited times. Next, I just wanted to visit a little bit about the County Incorporated Conference that we attended last week. So I had my opportunity to attend the first CCI conference last week with our county commissioners, and it really was an awesome experience. I must admit, the food and the information that I gained in weather were all good, but most importantly, I had the great opportunity to see how knowledgeable and well-respected all 3 county commissioners are throughout the 64 counties. So thank you, CCI, and thanks, commissioners, for making that happen.
Thank you for that, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. Any questions for?
Scott?
He has more.
He has more? Well, okay,
Carrie?
One more.
sorry.
No, you're good. And then Fremont County employee recognition, also important. This is will be held Monday, June 16th, 2025, at 2 p.m. This is a quarterly event that replaces our annual event, which gives us the opportunity to give our most dedicated staff members their years of service awards and special awards. It's a special time to visit with some of our excellent staff here at Fremont County and thank them for all their hard work. With that, just enjoy the summer as it gets started. We have a lot of events going on. I don't know, flashback last weekend, and I think Safety Jam's coming up this weekend, so enjoy the warmer weather.
Lots happening.
Yeah. All done, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, Commissioner Grantham.
thank you, Sean. All right, now we turn to our county clerk for his monthly report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The total motor vehicle fees, sales tax, and recording fees collected for May of 2025 were $1,291,202.93. Of that, Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $683,563.67, which is 53% of the total fees, and is $75,036.16 less than May of last year. Year-to-date, our office is up $29,081.17.
Okay. Since that's something that we added into the agenda, we'll make sure that we get that report into our public files
Absolutely.
and on the website so people can look at that. Any questions, comments for the clerk?
I have a comment that I would like the clerk to just address quickly. He was telling me just before the meeting started that much of these revenues came from people seeking wedding licenses last month. And so I just wanted you to address that for a moment because I thought it was really interesting.
Yes, spring fever definitely continues through May, and we had a lot of marriage licenses come through, more particularly toward the end of May, because looking at the date forwards and backwards, it was the same in the 20s. So 5/21/25 is 5/21/25 frontwards and backwards. So we had a lot of people taking advantage of that, not just in our county, but in the entire state. So just some of those fees right there are absolutely individuals tying the knot.
All those creative people out there seeing and understanding that now those husbands are never going to forget their wedding dates.
Sure they will.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that'll be the cure.
I'm sure that's going to be the case, too. Mr. Chair, I move to accept the county clerk's monthly report for the month of May 2025.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Hi.
Motion carries.
It's funny you talk about those marriage licenses. A lot of folks, when you spend a lot of time, of course, in this building and around the atrium out here, you get to see a lot of them. They actually tie the knot right here in our atrium, and so we get to witness weddings more than a few times over the course of a year. Anyway, next item on our agenda, citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on the agenda.
Could we finish with elected officials?
No, man, I am just off. Anybody else want to do this?
You still have 6 more months.
That's right.
Oh, man. All right, today's not my day.
We will help you muddle through.
You please. I obviously am in need of some help today. Let's see. Commissioners, you have anything for us today?
Indeed, we do,
Okay.
if I may.
Commissioner
Mr.
Bell,
Chair.
please,
Thank
save
you.
me.
So one of the most amazing parts of our jobs up here is we get to recognize members of the Fremont County staff who are doing incredible things here in Fremont County, Colorado. And I would like to lift up one of those people to you today. So I wrote down all the information so I wouldn't forget any of it. So a special event is happening tomorrow at the Denver Zoo as a team of agencies are coming together to recognize the collaborative efforts that help families stay together. This special celebration will include distinct recognition of Colorado's reunification hero honorees, remarks from local leaders, family activities, and a special lunch. After that, attendees will have the opportunity to enjoy the zoo for free with their families. Fremont County's own Jacqueline Wilner, Child Welfare Caseworker 4 at our Fremont County Department of Human Services, is one of the reunification heroes who will be celebrated tomorrow. Congratulations to Jackie, her supervisors, and her entire team for making a difference in the lives of the children and families of Fremont County. Thank you for all of your hard work, Jackie. You make us all look good. So congratulations to her.
That is a great, great thing and a great recognition for great work by one of our employees.
Absolutely.
So, anything
Thank you,
else?
Mr. Chair. That's it for today.
That's it. Okay.
Well, just a couple of things real quick. Sean mentioned Colorado Counties Incorporated, which we all went to last week for 3 days, and it's county commissioners all over the state. And actually, all 64 counties are members of CCI now, which is the first time in, I don't know, 15, 20 years anyway. So that's kind of cool, but get to meet, there was a lot of new commissioners as well. There was a lot of people there I didn't know. So we got to meet new commissioners and then still network with the old commissioners. And it's kind of interesting talking to every county in the state. We all have real similar situations, whether it be problems or even good things. It's kind of cool. But we were able to sit through sessions on water. Water is a very hot topic in Colorado for the last couple of years, actually, with the compacts and the lack of snowfall and the regulatory deals on the Colorado and the Arkansas River. So there was a very good session on water. It was actually really long. It was almost too long because you about lost people. But we had one on recreation and ag. There was one on nuclear power. There's several different ones that were just interesting topics about statistics of different things that are going on in the country right now. So it's pretty interesting, good information, good way to learn and good way to talk to counties next to us and away from us, so we can get some statewide stuff together and take on the legislatures, what we do a lot of times. And then just a quick reminder, we've got a lot of rain and it's beautiful, wonderful, but it's making the weeds grow. We are gonna have a lot of fuels. The fuels are in the forest are already pretty dry, already really dry. And we just need to be careful when we're out there. The fire danger is kind of low because of the moisture, but it's still volatile. So be careful when you're out and about and don't start a fire. Thanks, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. I guess my comment on that is, you know, our when we talk about water, it's of course we had a discussion on that yesterday, and I think we got another one coming up. But it's been a hot topic for a couple years. Couple hundred years.
Couple hundred years, yeah.
The saying is still relevant today that whiskey's for drinking and water's for fighting.
Yeah.
That's an old thing, a mantra going back in Colorado history. Anyway, for some of my comments today, of course, CCI was a really good opportunity, as both commissioners mentioned, or it has been mentioned, for networking with some of our fellow county commissioners across the state, understanding, you know, some of the similarities, the things that we go through and things that we deal with, and trying to draw some solutions and conclusions to some of those problems that we all face, and also the diversity of our counties. You know, while things are very similar, there's also some significant differences in what we have to deal with, and all the more reason that we support local control, because the one size fits all, despite the similarities between 64 counties, there are enough significant differences that local control is still a very important aspect, and that's why CCI advocates for local control, and why we do as well. And we will continue to do that, despite the current legislatures and governors bent on centralizing control away from the counties and municipalities as far as that goes. So we will continue to do that. There were a lot of great sessions, as Commissioner McFall alluded to some of those, and Sean, we were talking about budget issues and the decrease in revenues that we're witnessing is something that's happening across the state. That's not unique to us, and so these are problems that we are dealing with. And we had this discussion yesterday, actually, which I'll talk about in a second, about good budgeting sense that this county has had for years, long before I got here. And these two sitting beside me have had a good common sense budgeting on their plate for a long time, and maybe even prior to Commissioner Bell. So we are the beneficiaries, all of us, these commissioners and the citizens of Fremont County, of good fiscal common sense, which prepares us for times like this, where we see decreasing revenues, and hopefully, you know, we can ride that storm out, which we will, because we have put ourselves in a good position to do that. A couple or three other things real quickly. I just want to give a shout out to many of our staff, but in particular one department that excels, and I hesitate to give the entire scope of what the issue is here, but I want to point out just how wonderful our staff is and what good work they do in our Veteran Service Office. They are absolutely fantastic. We were given a report of numbers by Marty Peak, who is our Veteran Service Office Director, and man alive, they are busy. And they are helping veterans. Thousands of contacts over the course of the last year. Let me get to that. In 2024, total number of contacts, which includes phone calls, office visits, and outreach, was a total of 4,876 contacts here in this Veteran Service Office up on the second floor. That's with a total population of veterans in Fremont County of 4,831. So there was actually more contacts than there are veterans in Fremont County, which means we are servicing not just Fremont County, and we're not servicing all the ones in Fremont County, but those contacts could be multiple contacts by a single individual coming in, but that's a lot of contacts for our little VSO office. And that includes contacts from other counties coming in. And I got to tell you what, we have one of the best VSOs, I believe, in the state. And very proud of what they do and the work that they have done over the course of the last couple or 3 years. Since we took on the second VSO position here in the county, we have literally, I'll make sure I don't misstate, but I mean, it's like more than doubling. I would say probably tripling, actually, our numbers of contacts in our office helping veterans. And so very proud of what they're doing and what they have done and are continuing to do with our 2 new VSOs who are taking over as Tricia has left and Marty is planning to enjoy his much-earned retirement. So thank you to them for the great work they do. One other thing that, a couple other things. Yesterday, the commissioners in Fremont County have started a new way of reaching out to the public since we lost KRLN and the radio station and our ability to connect there with the community. We've been talking about doing something that would mimic that at the very least, and that is we started a podcast. It's available. Our first episode was done yesterday morning. It's called One Fremont, and you can find that on our YouTube channel. You can also find it on our Facebook page. our first episode talking about all things Fremont, past, present, and future. And so we will get that down into more specific topics in future podcasts, and include some of our other elected officials and some of their updates, like the clerk as elections and things come up, and recording then all the things going on in the clerk's office, and of course the assessor, and especially when you have NOVs coming out, she's always wanting to get the message out. So we're going to be using this avenue in order to get some of that information out. And so looking forward as we roll on with that. It's going to be kind of fun. Last thing, just got a reminder this morning of something that we learned a few days ago. A friend of these commissioners, friend of Fremont County, friend in our Republican circles, John Emmerling, passed away. He was the one who started and ran the former Fremont County Crusader. Good friend of ours, and very, very interesting man. He passed away I guess it was probably a few weeks ago now. May 31st. There we go, a couple weeks ago. And so we will miss him. He was a very interesting man. He had a great story, given his career in aeronautics, I believe, and manufacturing and engines and propulsion and whatnot. So he was a great person to give a story to you. I thought you might have something to add on to that.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks knew John in one way or another. He was very, very involved in politics, not only here in Fremont County, but statewide and nationally as well. And he was just one of those guys that when you started a conversation with him, you knew you were going to be there for a while. John always had a lot to say, but he was, I would call him a freedom fighter here in Fremont County. And we definitely will miss his voice. He was a good one to have here. So thank you for bringing that up and for remembering him, Mr. Chair.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's all I have. Move on the agenda. We have no old business, so on to
Just go back once to the citizens now.
this.
And then citizens.
Another
Man,
elected official.
I am,
Not on
need a
top of
baseball
your
bat back here in this rec.
There you go.
Yeah, I need some help. There we go. There we go, right there.
We're gonna go with about a 60.
Oh, there we go.
I know.
Mr. Clerk, do you have something you'd like to add?
Yes, Mr. Chair, a few things, and probably more of a housekeeping is the first one. Just a reminder to everybody, and probably mention this in the next meeting as well, that the assessor's office is going to be having their abatement in their office, which means they will be closed toward the end of the month as they transition over to the Garden Park building, and then they'll have limited office. They won't be open necessarily to the public, but they'll be open for appointments. Over in the Garden Park building, you'll need to contact them to make those appointments. The phone number is 719-276-7310. Just so that everybody's aware, you call that number and they can help you as best they can. I will have a computer and a phone set up in my recording library that will directly connect to the assessor's office and have access to their online portal for those who won't be able to have access directly. So just keep that in mind as the assessor's office. They will be displaced over in Garden Park until October. And so that is a long stretch, but if you're needing help from their office, they're just a phone call away. So there's that housekeeping.
Thank you.
A few other things. Election Day is coming up in November 4th this year. So I already know of 3 statewide questions, 2 municipalities, 3 special districts, all participating in our lovely county. Oh, and 5 school districts, sorry. I can't forget them. So there's a lot going to be on this ballot. Just keep that in mind. If you have updated your address, you've moved, you've done something where you won't be able to get your mail ballot from the last time, please update your voter registration at govotecolorado.gov. And then I'd like to mention that over the course of the past few months, I have been moving drop boxes. This has come to light with some of the drop boxes being more heavily used than others, that spacing or parking spaces have become an issue. And so with that in mind, I've decided to move all of our drop boxes just to make people love me, you know? No, they're still similar in close places. I added a new drop box as well, but 4 of the 5 of them are now drive-through drop boxes. The City Hall in Florence was already a drive-through drop box. I moved the Penrose School drop box over to the Penrose Library to utilize their drive-through book return. And so there's that one.
Don't get mixed up what you're dropping off where.
You know,
could end up with a lot of books from.
the books will not fit through that slit, but
Okay,
yes,
well,
you're
there
right.
you go.
Over in the Garden Park parking lot, I've added a drive-through drop box, removing the one right outside the west doors of the county. That way people can just drive through. And then at DHS, we added a new drop box in their parking lot that'll also be a drive-through. It became a demand and an easier way for people to access, so I happily obliged. And then the one in Cotopaxi is still in the same place. So I just want people to be aware that those moves, and I will be absolutely pushing that out there as well. And then we added a Department of Motor Vehicle drop box as well, closer to the curb outside the west doors. That way people don't have to walk up to the door and then go all the way back down. So just a lot of things changing, and for the good, absolutely for the good with drive-through drop boxes. That'll be heavily convenient, and people won't be stopping in the middle of the road to drop off their ballot because there's no parking. So all in all, I think it's a great thing and a great change, and it'll be great for Fremont County. So that's all I got. Oh, and thank you for you, Madam Commissioner Bell, because seconding was hard last meeting.
You had a difficult time?
I did not.
For my absence.
They did, yes. And so thank you for coming back and making that easier for the 2 gentlemen.
She was gone.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
I am done.
excellent. I was, and as far as the assessor's office goes, when he talks about abatement, he's not talking about tax abatement, he is talking about asbestos
Asbestos
abatement for them. So, which we have been underway throughout the building for the last couple of years. Okay, now can I go on to citizens?
Sure.
Is that the next thing?
It is.
Can I get confirmation?
Congratulations.
Excellent. Next item, citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on the agenda. Anything? Anything? We got 2. We got 2 raised hands. You want to come on forward and? Yes. Mr. Hanson.
All right, thank you. Just want to take a few minutes to really reintroduce myself. I think I've met everyone, all the commissioners and electeds and county staff before. My name is Maxwell Hanson. I've recently taken over for Justin Kurth as the constituent service representative for Congresswoman Brittany Pedersen's office. So I will be going forward the liaison through our congressional office. I did want to highlight something Commissioner McFall mentioned earlier related to all the moisture we've been getting recently, and typically in the summer with our dry heat, that tends to lead to a lot of brush and kindling available. I will be the point of contact for our congressional office for any wildfires within the congressional district. So in the future, if there does tend to be, if there is an event, I'd be happy to participate and help facilitate any discussions with our federal agencies and partners as necessary. So don't have any other updates right now, but in the future, I would love to be, put on the agenda and provide any congressional updates if you all feel like that would be beneficial.
Okay,
Thanks, Max.
perfect. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Thanks for being here this morning.
Come on up.
Max, we do need you to fill out one of those sheets too that's by the door, and you too, ma'am, when you get done. Okay.
If you would turn on that microphone, the little button right in front middle.
There you go.
Hey, hi. I am back in Fremont County after an absence since
Can
2019.
you introduce yourselves to us?
Oh, yes, I will. My name's Karen McClure-Kent. I go by Katie, and I've never been to a city council meeting here, even though my parents retired to Howard in 1977.
This is a county
From the
commissioners
military.
meeting, not a city council meeting.
I'm sorry?
This is a county commissioners meeting, not a city council meeting.
It works. Anyway, I've never been to one of those either, so I have some questions that maybe answered on the Fremont County site that you mentioned earlier, sir. And a lot of these questions I have may be answered, but I'm really new in town. I've been up in Teller County for a while in Springs prior to that, and for a very short amount of time looking for a home. However, I'm back in the area. And so I have some questions about some things that were addressed already today and some things that I've run into already this morning. I went to the Bureau of Vital Statistics because my mother died over at McCandless Veterans Center in 1999. No, 1998, sorry. She died before my daughter was born. And so I need to get her death certificate. They asked me for a birth certificate, and yet my birth certificate does not have my name on it because I was adopted in England, and my parents changed my name when they came back to the States. They were military, and they adopted me overseas, and so my birth certificate reads Dawn Carmel Kelly. And I was born to a woman in England, and they adopted me while they were serving over there. And so when I was brought back here, they actually, at 9 months, they sued me for the right to change my name because that's what they had to do in the United States. Even though English records are sealed, I can't get a hold of them. I have tried. I don't have my original birth certificate. I couldn't even tell you where it is. And I've already been to immigration and whatever, and they cannot help me. English records are sealed. Good luck. Anyway, and so I don't know what I need to do, but I have my citizenship papers. I would be happy to present those, except that seemed to be a problem. So I don't really know what to do about that. Anybody have a suggestion?
I would suggest you get with Mr. Hanson over there that just spoke before you as the representative from the
I would be happy
congressional
to.
office.
Thank you.
And the clerk, maybe a bit through Vital Records, might be able to help as well.
Negative. That
Negative.
would actually be public health. However, the Vital Statistics Office only has birth and death records if you were born or died in Colorado. So if it's outside of Colorado, you're absolutely right. Mr. Hanson would be the individual you need to talk to.
And along those lines, I've already asked the people at the passport office. They had no answer for me. They had never heard that. I went to State Fair one year. If anybody has any questions, please come ask. I asked. They didn't know what to tell me, and I ended up at the passport office in Denver. They didn't know what to tell me either. Okay. All right, and so I would be happy to bring that up. So I'll go on. And it's a pleasure to address you all. I apologize. Again, I've never been here before, and I have a question. How does someone access, I know it used to be televised, how do you access that I'm assuming online?
So we do have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page. You mean as far as the video for this meeting?
And yes, in every meeting.
And on all the meetings, they're
Yes.
all on our YouTube channel, and I believe they're on the Facebook.
Streaming live right now.
And
They
yes,
stream and on the website as well, but the YouTube channel is where you can see all of them going back in time.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. And that would be, because I knew the gentleman who used to come film, so I didn't realize that nobody filmed anymore. If you do not have, because I had my identity stolen, I've had kind of my whole life stolen up on the mountain. And so, and I had things going on here really recently. And so and I was internet challenged significantly up there. And I have been ever since. I still don't have a phone in my own name because good luck with that if you don't have an email address. And both of mine have been stolen, cannot get into them. And my numbers are gone because they were over 90 days and so gone. And so if someone is internet challenged, other than going to a library locally, which for me was a mile down the hill walk and then a mile back up, and they're up on the mountain, it was limited access. And I know during COVID in 2020, I lived in Colorado Springs. Every library closed. I came here to do my taxes on tax day. 15 minutes I got on the computer on tax day. I don't know if you can do and enter your taxes in 15 minutes. I could not. On the phone with the IRS, I'm still dealing with that. So what do you recommend for people like myself who were kind of stranded in a way? I don't know, I'm sure it happens here in a situation like that, because there are areas in Fremont County that are outside access to internet and those kinds of things, to be able to view it in an easy way if they are property bound for any reason. And I was. up there, not here, but it does happen. I lived in Howard. I know a lot of this county that is not accessible by internet easily.
High-speed or broadband internet is something that we have been working with and fighting with for many years here in Fremont County. When we got American Rescue Plan Act funding, we pledged to spend some of that to help bring some broadband into Fremont County, especially the far reaches who really don't have service. Unfortunately, there's no one out there who is interested in partnering with us, and everyone we talked to wanted between a $9 and probably $30 million pledge from the county, and so we ultimately were unable to do any of those things. And so the shortest answer that I would have for you is I originally would have said you need to go to a library to use a computer there. Short of attending and visiting the local libraries, because they all are amazing and they could help you with anything that you need. Phone a friend. Other than a library, I don't know where to direct you.
Okay, that's okay. I will, it's kind of, I don't know. And is it, and I work for Charter Spectrum, so I understand the struggles with that issue. And anyway, let me move on. I apologize. I had a few questions written down real quick. Who's the district representative for Penrose now?
That would be me.
Debbie, awesome. And I have a question on, just real quick, and I brought my phone, it's in my purse. Do you still mow maintained roads in Fremont County?
Well, of course, we maintain roads in Fremont County, yes.
The ditches?
It depends. So we don't typically sit at this meeting and answer questions. We typically listen to what you have to say. So if you could maybe come and see me, I would be.
I did yesterday, but you were in a meeting, and so I'm back today.
Okay, well, and I'm in a meeting again today.
You are.
That's kind of what we do, is we meet. We have a lot of meetings. I would be happy to schedule an appointment with you sometime so that you know I'm available and you can come in and sit down, have a visit. Any of the three of us would be more than happy to sit and talk to you about any particular roads that you're having issues with. And we could maybe answer some questions at that time.
Okay, because there's several of us on our block, and
Okay.
Anyway, but, and let me move on. Why 9 a.m. for this meeting when most people are at work?
Oh, this is, again, it used to be at 9:30. This is our day of business for our Board of County Commissioners, and we do it at 9 a.m. We're not going to do it at 10 p.m.
No, I understand. Yes, I'm sorry.
This is our normal course. This is when we do business.
When I used to live here, it was like at 5 or 6 o'clock
No,
at night.
it never was.
Never.
Not the Fremont County Commissioners meeting.
Well,
The city council, hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to
Hold
interrupt,
on.
I just,
The
yes.
city council meetings are in the evenings, every other week. This meeting has always been during the day, in the morning, always.
Well, thank you for clarifying, I appreciate your clarification.
Now, if you have a list of questions, we have to move on with our business. So if you have a list of questions you want to leave with us, or if you want to, and have you filled out a sheet of paper over there?
I will do that.
And we can get your contact information,
Yes.
and
Before I
then we
leave.
can try to address these for you.
All right,
And then we can move on with our business here.
I appreciate it, thank you.
You betcha.
And thank you for taking your time, I didn't mean to take up too much of your time.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
Thank
I realize
you.
you are very busy, thank you.
No, anybody else that wants to speak? Next item on our agenda is old business. We have none. New business. Am I on course here?
You're
the
you're
right
doing
place.
good. Yeah, well, we'll stop you, trust me. We'll let you know if you're not.
Item number 1, temporary use permit 24-009 for the venue at Oak Creek, an extension request. This is at 800 North Fraser Avenue in Florence. Request for a temporary use permit extension until December 31, 2025. And with us is a representative for venue at Oak Creek, Amy Hildebrand. Amy.
Hello, everybody.
Good
Thank
morning.
you, Commissioners. Thank you.
Go ahead. Tell us what you got.
Absolutely. So my husband, Jason, and I are requesting an extension of temporary use permit 24-009 for the venue at Oak Creek, which is located at 800 North Fraser in Florence. For the reason we are finalizing all of the necessary steps to be able to file not only the SRU, but finalize the acquisition of the purchase of the property from the current landowner.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
No.
Let's go to a report from our staff. Mr. Victoria.
All right, so we received, the department received the extension request on May 29th. The applicant is requesting to extend until December 31st of 2025. To date, we have had no issues or complaints on this event operating. While a temporary use permit is meant to be temporary in nature, an extension may be reasonable. So it depends on this board.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Victoria?
Not a question, but I do have a comment
Okay.
on something he just said. To me, Amy, it's very, very important that we have had no complaints about your venue. And so I think that says a lot. And so if we choose to do this today, I just would make the comment that I hope that you and Jason can continue to run it in such a manner that you don't have conflicts with your neighbors and that it's not causing issues for the people of Fremont County.
Thank you, Commissioner Bell. That is absolutely a priority for us. We're actually very, very proud and thankful. It took us 14 months to get the approval for the temporary use permit after signing on the venue and working through some clarification on some things, but we feel that it's in an excellent place, has been contributing to the community, and has really become something of the vision that we had dreamed of. So, thank you.
Okay.
I had a quick question. So are you going to be able to get this finalized before December?
We hope so. I can't speak exactly for some of the steps, take months. The appraisal of the property looks to be extensive, up to 90 days. The title work as well. But from what we're being told, that should all be finalized in the last quarter so that we can hopefully finish everything up and get the loan done with Mr. Turley by the end of the year.
So none of that's been done since November? I mean, you've been working on this for over 6 months, right? Already?
Well, and we've been negotiating with the landowner. The major delay was the negotiation of the acquisition price, to which he has come down to what we believe is fair.
Because as mentioned, temporary use permits are not made to go like this, and we did it with another venue wrongly. We shouldn't have kept extending that. And I think, I understand what's going on here, and I think probably okay with it, but I just want you to know that if you don't get that done by December, it probably will not get extended again, because it is a temporary use permit. And that'll be over a year, over a year in December, if it takes that long.
Understood, Commissioner McFall.
So a special review use permit, once it gets submitted to our department, by the time it gets processed with us, hits planning commission, and then scheduled for public hearing and sees you guys, we normally tell an applicant that takes about 4 months. And that's if everything's pretty good. So just as we're all looking at timelines and stuff here, I figured that was worth mentioning.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
I kind of agree with Dan, because from where I sit, it seems like December is a long ways away from now until you break it down.
Not so
And you
much, yeah.
suddenly go, it's not a long ways away. And so my caution would be the same as Commissioner McFall's, just that 6 months is really not that much time. And so you can't think, well, that's only going to take 90 days, so I'm going to give it another couple months before I get started on something. It's got to be done now, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure you understand that, being business people, but I would just like to chime in my voice as well and say there really is no time to wait.
Understood.
Okay.
I got a motion for you, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Move to approve temporary use permit 24-009 for the venue at Oak Creek. Let me slow down a little bit. That's at 800 North Fraser Avenue in Florence, and it would be an extension of this TUP until December 31st, 2025.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Could have stuttered on that second a little bit.
Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Glad I'm not the only.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Good luck.
Thanks, Amy.
I'm just going to linger up here for a minute.
She's got the next one, too.
Next item on our agenda is the request for the issuance of a malt, venison, spirituous, and fermented malt beverage special event permit. Royal Gorge Detachment, number 1318, Marine Corps League, for an event at venue at Oak Creek, 800 North Fraser, on November 8th, from 3 p.m. to 12 a.m. And with us representing the Detachment 1318, Sherry Purdue.
Arriving just in time.
Yeah.
Just in the nick of
For
time.
some reason, I thought it started at 10, so.
That's all right.
We're glad you made it.
Please, tell us what you got going on.
So the Marine Corps Ball is an annual tradition held by the United States Marine Corps. The Royal Gorge Detachment has held an annual event since receiving its charter in 2008. The event will take place at the venue at Oak Creek Heritage Farm. And the specific layout and boundaries of the event center accompanied the application. Sorry, I've never done this before.
You're fine.
Okay.
You're doing great.
We are limiting our ticket sales to 200 people. Usually we have approximately about 120 people. So even though we hope to hit that 200 mark, historically it has never happened. And the majority of whom are above the age of 21. Bar hoppers bartending services are going to be providing and managing all of the alcohol sales and distribution, IDing the people purchasing. And I'm sure you all are aware that they're tip certified and insured to do this business for us. As far as safety and security goes, the detachment members, some of those, I mean, we range from new veterans within the last couple years to Vietnam, Korean veterans, and we will monitor that nothing gets out of hand. The event is public. It's open to the public. It's not limited to just Marines or even to veterans. Anyone is welcome to attend. Advertising has been in local news outlets and including social media. That's pretty much all I have.
You did great.
Okay, any questions for the applicant?
I have none. She stole my thunder with that whole report about being tip certified and
that's-
all those things.
That's happened more than a couple times in the last couple months.
Indeed, it has. Someone
People
knows
are
my
onto you.
shtick. They really are.
I may have been running late, but I was trying to be prepared.
You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Anything, Commissioner?
I have one suggestion. On your map, you show that you have somebody at the entry door. There is a door on the north end of that building that you don't show anything, and I'm sure that door cannot be locked.
It can be.
Should it be?
One of the doors has to remain open as an emergency.
That's what I'm saying. So you might want to, I suggest you might want to have somebody watching that door as well, so that nobody goes out, because that goes out to the parking lot, or in from the parking
There's a fence in
lot.
the back, behind that.
Still goes out to the parking lot, though,
What?
On the north side?
on the north side, yeah. I would suggest having somebody there. Not that anybody's going to sneak anything in or out. You just don't want that to happen.
And that may actually be where we set up our podium and stuff to do the ceremony.
That'll take care of it,
If we're allowed to block that entrance,
One of them.
yeah, that north side entrance that leads out to the parking lot, I believe we could set up our stage where we're going to actually have the ceremony and such to that effect.
So the north side goes to the fenced area. The south side is what leads to the parking lot.
The door up on the, right up there by the 40, well, okay, it might be east. It's really, the building's sitting this way, but,
Because we have
Yeah.
the fence, but we put a gate in, so we can
Oh,
put a
oh,
lock,
okay,
we
what
can
you're
put a
talking
lock
Okay.
on the half.
But have somebody there.
because I went out that door to the parking lot the other day,
Right.
twice.
Gotcha.
Okay,
So,
I was thinking there was
Yeah.
another door up by the 40.
There is.
There is.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
That's
two.
the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
I'll adjust the
Okay.
map too as well.
That'd be
Because
great.
we just put that gate in.
Gotcha.
For the Republicans, so the caterer could come in and out.
Okay. That'd be great.
Okay, okay. Anything else?
That's all I've got.
Not
Okay. Let's turn to our county clerk for a report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. They sent us notification that their sign was posted within the adequate time frame. The public health and sheriff's report came back and recommended approval. The attorney found no deficiencies, and so our office recommends approval.
Okay. Any questions for the clerk?
No questions. I have a couple of comments, though, if I may.
Please.
First of all, I just would like to say, these are Marines. You're not going to have a security problem there, right? I've been to this event many, many times. It's very, very well done. It's an elegant event. It's a very nice event. It is not a bunch of drunken Marines sitting around cheering to each other. It's pretty amazing, the things that they do at these, so.
It sounds like it's pretty inclusive. They even allow Air Force.
Yeah,
You know, they even allow county commissioners.
they do, and we would love to have you all.
So, Mr. Chair, I do have a motion.
Please.
I move to approve the issuance of this malt, Venice, and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special event permit for the Royal Gorge Detachment Number 1318, Marine Corps League for the event at the venue of Oak Creek, 800 North Fraser Avenue in Florence, Colorado, on November 8th, 2025, and this license shall run from 3 p.m. to midnight.
Okay.
I will second that and just want to note that you are way ahead of schedule in getting this in here because a lot of times people are pushing the 30, 45-day limit. You're months
Yes.
ahead, so good job.
Good job.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yes,
that.
we appreciate that.
We all thank you for that. Any further discussion? It's been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sherry,
Congratulations.
good luck.
Thank you.
Great job. Next item, you're just going to hang right there a little bit more. Next item, request for the issuance of a malt, venison, spiritus, and fermented malt beverage special event permit for the Florence Pioneer Museum for an event at the venue at Oak Creek, 800 North Fraser Avenue, Florence, on the following date, November 15, 2025, from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And with us today, representing the Florence Pioneer Museum, Gail McKinnon.
Gail McKinnon, Florence Pioneer Museum Board President, located 100 East Front Street, personal address 207 Courts, both in Florence. Just out of habit for what I go through.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. This is different for me from approaching you guys, because usually I'm sitting back and letting somebody else go through this one. We want to do something in Florence. So this will be our first wine pull, and it's going to be a wine whiskey pull. We're trying to raise this calendar year $67,000. Scares the bejesus out of me for that amount for a grant that we have in application. That's our match. I was told about a wine pull and suggested that we add the word or the whiskey to it. So the way we are doing it is, this will be at the Oak Creek venue, and we are going to ask $15 per person to come in. Randy Milam is going to be my MC for the evening, and throughout the evening, he will be reiterating over and over again the rules. We will give you the choice of for your $15 or $25 per couple, a glass of wine, a bottle of beer, or a non-alcoholic beverage, and an hors d'oeuvre table. You will have the opportunity to do a cork pull, and I know the Canyon City Chamber just did. I don't know how they ran theirs. But a cork pull to purchase a wrapped, donated bottle of wine for $25, or a wrapped bottle of whiskey for $40. Randy will state, you cannot open your bottle while you are with us. He will reiterate until you can't. So actually, we are serving a glass of wine, a bottle of beer. Should someone want a second, then they will pay, say, $5 for a second. But that's the plan. So
Okay.
cross your fingers. It's a success. We're also going to have a silent auction. While this is going on, in addition to Randy stating the rules of the wine whiskey pool, he will talk about the Florence Pioneer Museum and Research Center and what we do and where we're going. And as most of you up there know, I could rattle on quite a bit about what we do.
We do
True
know
story.
something about that up here.
True
Yes,
story.
yeah. So,
Okay. Any questions for Gail?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Please.
Yes, you had mentioned that you will be serving wine or beer at this event. So tell me a little bit about who is going to be serving that. Are they TIP certified? And how are you going to know and understand if someone is underage for drinking?
yes, we have served this before, so yes, we will make sure. So what?
The tip certified. Are you tip certified?
Actually, no, we're not tip certified.
So, but your bartenders are going to be tip certified. You have to have tip certified bartenders. She'll get tip certified bartenders. Do you-
That, I mean, when we do our, no one's ever asked me that before when we do our, no, they haven't. I mean,
We always ask.
okay,
Just so
okay.
you know.
Required At our venue, we require tip certified.
Okay.
So how do I do that?
Amy can help you
Amy
through
will
that
help you.
process. It's very,
Okay.
it's actually, it's very quick. It's
Oh,
very simple.
So it's what I
It's
did
not a
when I
problem.
helped with the chili cook-off.
Yes.
And I served, drew the beer, so that's okay.
Okay.
That's your
Okay.
tip certified.
Okay, I
so-
do have my volunteers, quote unquote, lined up.
Okay.
So the answer is yes and yes.
Yes
The
and
answer is yes, and I
Okay.
do have a person at the door that will make sure nothing goes out other than the wrapped bottle on the wine pole.
Yes, unlike the Marines, you may need security.
I don't
No,
think.
I expect everything to be just fine. Okay, so Amy will help you through that process.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right, so it's a good thing that you also are here early.
I was going to say,
for this
I'm
particular
1
event.
week ahead of
Yes, you
Sherry.
are. So thank you for that. All right, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any questions? Okay. For this staff report, we turn to Ms. Ryan.
The application was fully filled out and made the 45-day turn-in requirement. The public health and sheriff report were sent out on April 15th, and both came back recommending approval. The proof of posting was sent well ahead of time, so the clerk's office recommends approval.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Ms. Ryan?
None.
No.
Okay, anything else?
I have a motion.
Okay,
All right. Mr. Chair, I move to approve the issuance of this malt, Venice, and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special event permit for the Florence Pioneer Museum for the event at the venue at Oak Creek at 800 North Fraser Avenue in Florence, Colorado on November 15th, 2025 from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Second.
okay, it has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Excellent, congratulations.
All right.
Thank you.
And tell people, while you have the moment, how they can get tickets or get more information.
Now that I have your approval, I will go forward.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will go forward. And like what you had said, you know, not having KRLN, that is an additional challenge.
It is.
And technology and I do not get along. But yeah, we're going to do our best, and we have written invitations, a formal to go out, in addition to postcards, et cetera, and flyers and whatever else we can do. But yeah, we're going to try and push.
So can someone call the museum for more information?
You can yes, Marty has, I have, and I will get the information out, plus the newspaper on how you can donate the bottle or the basket And what I want to do with the gift baskets, I will approach, I haven't done it yet, waiting on today, the different organizations to see if they would like to do a gift basket. I want to promote them while they're helping us.
Okay.
So whether it's a business, an organization, whatever.
And
So
the
I wanna-
telephone number for the Pioneer Museum would be?
719-784-1904.
All right, thank you.
And
Good luck.
Thank you.
thank you, and I want to thank all of you for what you do, and thank you for helping us through letters of support, et cetera.
You bet.
So,
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
thank you.
Absolutely.
And Sherry, I don't know if we gave you the opportunity. We need to make sure that we have the details on who we contact and for your event.
I would love to.
Please.
We do have a Facebook page, Royal Gorge Detachment Marine Corps League. We have an event set up there. We're getting ready to go live with an online platform that will run through our website, which is www.royalgorgemcl.com. And then we will also have a limited number of physical tickets that will be available at Thunder Road Liquor Store on 9th Street.
Okay,
right.
perfect. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
I wanted to take the opportunity now that we've had the approvals. I didn't feel like it was appropriate to say something. I really liked your podcast. I was one of the people that listened to it.
Excellent.
And I thought you did well. I also wanted to mention that in the discussion of the passing of John Emmerling, that we are holding a memorial for John on Sunday, June 29th at 2 o'clock. I also wanted to tell you all, thank you very much for your defense of our Second Amendment rights here in Fremont County. This last legislative session was really atrocious to anybody that is a lawful gun owner, and it was indeed the final straw that convinced me to switch party affiliations. And I just wanted to tell you that I'm very proud of the leadership here. My husband is a lifelong hunter. My dad was the youth shooting instructor. To see some of the laws changing that really attack lawful gun owners, it's pretty scary. So thank you for standing up for us, and thank you for the approvals today. It's appreciated.
Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
Okay, one item left on our agenda. Item number 4 is the Secure Transportation Service License and Permit for Net Senate Johannes DBA Rocky Trip LLC. And for this, I believe we may turn to our county attorney, Eric Bellis.
Once again, we've had a number of these over the last several months. These are for essentially behavioral health transportation services. This is a level of care that is a little bit lower than emergency medical services, Class A and Class B. The distinction between those two is that in Class A transportation services, the provider is authorized to use physical restraint only, not chemical restraint. Class B, no restraint of any type is authorized. This also does include permitting a vehicle, and the difference, again, between Type 1 and Type 2 vehicles is that with Type 1 vehicles, the provider has a vehicle that has a physical barrier between the driver and the passenger. Type 2 vehicles do not have a barrier between the driver and passenger. So this application is for a Class B license and a Type 2 permit. No physical restraint authorized, no barrier between the driver and the passenger.
And there will be a test on that.
I think by this time I could probably pass
I could
it.
probably pass it this time, yeah.
I do have a question, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Please.
Mr. Attorney, I'm curious to know if we may do this retroactively, because the document we have before us says the 3rd day of June of 2025?
Well, we really can't do it now for then. However, we would be good going forward from this date. I'm not sure why the third day of June, but the application's not technically approved until this board acts on it. And I don't know of a way to do it now for then nunc pro tunc. So I think we'll have to change that date license from this date, June the 10th forward. I suspect someone was looking at the calendar and simply did the first versus second Tuesday rather than actually getting the correct date when our meetings actually occur on the 2nd and 4th. So we will have to change that date.
Okay, so the expiration date also should change to the 10th of June in 2028.
Correct, and I would just suggest interlineating that date and writing the 10th in instead of the 3rd.
All right, thank you.
A motion, if you're ready, Mr. Chair?
Please.
I move to approve secure transport service license for Meeting-6 Johannes doing business as Rocky Trip LLC for Class B secure transport license with a Type 2 permit for a 2021 Toyota RAV4, VIN number ending in 6291, starting on June 10th, 2025, and ending on June 10th, 2028.
The vehicle permit is a one-year permit.
Is it?
Yes.
With the vehicle permit being a one-year permit.
Okay, I'll second that.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And with that, we are all out of business, and we are adjourned.